Hello guys, welcome to the C++ tutorial series. In this video, we'll learn about how to declare, define, and initialize variables in C++. My name is Kafui and welcome to my channel mod.dev. Please subscribe and like to help the channel grow and turn on the bell notification icon to get notified whenever I release a content on the channel. With that said, let's begin. Now, when we talk about variables in general, they are containers for holding values, and in C++, a variable is a named storage location that holds a value. These variables have data types that determine the kind of values they can store. So I'll just go ahead and declare a variable, let's say int area. So I just declared a variable with the name area with the data type of what? Int, meaning what? This variable area can store only positive and negative whole numbers, and we can go ahead and then assign a value to this variable by accessing the name of the variable and then using the assignment operator, which is the equal to sign, to assign a value to what? The variable. So what I did was I accessed the name of the variable and then I assigned a value of what? 20 to it. So this value 20 will be stored in this what? Variable, and we can output that the value of the variable into the console. So I'll just go ahead and write area. Then I'll use my shortcut Shift plus F10 to run the code. When I do that, the value 20 gets outputted in the console. So this is how we can what? Define variables in C++. Other ways of initializing variables in C++ are using what we call what? The list initialization. And the list initialization looks like this. So I'll go ahead and for simple examples, I'll just use the int variable type. I'll say int area, and then the list initialization we use what? Curly braces. So in curly braces, then we write the value for that variable. So I'll just say area is what? 50, and then terminate the line. So this is what we call what? The list initialization, using what? Curly braces to initialize a value to what? A variable, and we can still output the value of the variable to the what? Console. When I do that and run my code, we get 50 outputted in the console. And there are other variations of the list initialization. We have the copy list initialization. Let me say this variable name, let me change this one to double and say volume. Let me write that properly, volume. And then in the copy initialization, we use the assignment operator and then curly braces, and then we assign what? A value. So I'll just say 20.67. So this is how we initialize a variable in C++ using the copy list initialization. Let me write that properly. Another way we can initialize a value to a variable in C++ is using the direct initialization, and it goes like this. So I'll use bool, let me just say x, and then the direct initialization we use what? Parentheses, and then assign it to what? True. So I'm just using different data types to demonstrate this example to you. And then we can use the copy initialization. So I just say int y equals. So this one we use the assignment operator, and we call this one equals 10, and we call this one what? The copy initialization. The copy initialization, and this one is what? The direct. Let me comment that out. The direct initialization. So these are various ways. And then in C++, whenever you declare a variable without assigning a value to it, so I'll just say int age. So in this case, we just declare this variable age without assigning a value to it. This is what we refer to as what? Default initialization. And this is normally not advisable to do. So anytime you declare a variable, you have to what? Initialize it instantly. And then the preferred way of initializing variables in C++ is using what? The list initialization approach. Now, let's talk about certain conventions that we have to follow, or we need to follow whenever we want to what? Initialize a variable. First of all, we don't initialize variable using what? C++ keywords. C++ keywords are reserved words in the C++ programming language. Words like this int, double, bool, and then maybe function. We'll come across a lot of keywords. Return. We are not supposed to what? Initialize or declare variables with what? The reserved words or the keywords in C++. And also, in case you want to, let's say, write or declare a variable with multiple words, we use the snake case or the camel case approach. So I'll just declare a variable. Let me say int area of what? Circle. So just declare this variable. So I just declared a variable with what? Multiple words. So this is area of what? A circle. And this variable name is much more legit than just saying area. So don't use spaces. We cannot use spaces. We see that the compiler gives us what? Error. It's telling us error. So we cannot use spaces in what? Variable names. And this is what we refer to as what? The camel case. The camel case. And then the next one is what? The snake case. So it also goes like this. Let's say volume then of what? Rectangle. Volume of what? Rectangle. And this is normally referred to as what? Snake case. So these conventions are what? Allowed. You use when you have a variable name with multiple words, you can separate the words, the individual words with what? Underscore, which is what? Snake case. Or you can put variable name with a simple name. You can just write what? The name of what? The variable. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.